Hey guys, how's it going? I have a very special guest with me today, Andrei. I still don't know how to pronounce your last name.
Hey guys, hi Arjun. So my family name is Ureche, but US people, American speaking people, English speaking people say it Ureche. So whatever, Ureche,
Ureche.
Andrei Ureche.
I
By
like it.
in my native language is Andrei Ureche.
And what's the origin of that?
So I'm coming from Republic of Moldova. It's near the border with Ukraine. And yeah, everybody knows what's happening, but yeah, we're there. We're from there.
Nice, wonderful. Andrei and I met, I don't even know how many years ago, but in a community called MDS, Million Dollar Sellers, and a few other Facebook communities. But it's like, I don't remember a first time that we met and said, okay, you're doing ecom, I'm doing ecom, but it's almost like it's a blur of memory, and we've had so many interactions and great conversations, great value adds where, and even done some business together with 3PL and stuff. But I would love for you to just give us a summary of your story and who you are as a background for our audience here.
Sounds good, man. So I think we know each other for about like 4 years at least, maybe even more, maybe even 5. I don't know how many years you're in MDS, but I'm like 5-ish, 6-ish. So I've started with Amazon and e-commerce about 2015. That's when everything started. Prior to that, I was involved in graphic design photography with stock sites like Shutterstock and stuff like that. So I was drawing icons, things like that. Got into how we call those sites, those things, niche websites where you build a site like smart passive income with Pat Flynn, that guy. Yeah. So I've been listening a lot about him, about his episodes, and got into building niche sites, like trying to build links, and you go through affiliate stuff and things like that. And 2015, I listened a podcast. I don't remember who was that guy, but he was basically an accountant. He was speaking, he was telling his story, how he got into Amazon. And that was pretty intense for me because he was explaining like he was getting like a few million a year. I was like, I think I can do that. I listened, I think like 50 times that episode. And that's how it started. I didn't went through any courses or things like that. Everything was fall and learn.
Yeah, and I think that's that's the only true way. Of course, every other video guide is just a little tool to help us on the way, but everyone's looking for this pill to take, and all your problems go away. But it's a lot of trial and error. With going through all that trial and error, did you discover this is the mission or a purpose for my company, or did that kind of come later?
At that point, I didn't have any missions yet, but I felt that this is something I want to do. E-commerce was pretty interesting, and what I saw, I think, in the beginning was that there's a lot of growth opportunity. Like you can scale that thing in basically to, I don't know, to the moon if you have the abilities. And doing designs like it's basically you're a self-employed guy. Like it's a very nice trade. I love those guys. I'm still kind of connected to a lot of them, but I wanted something where I can disconnect myself from the day-to-day, like I didn't want to trade my hours for dollars, and that's what was the first thing that got me started in this. I saw that I don't need a warehouse where I don't need anything. I just need a supplier and a marketplace, and you need the warehouse services in the future, but to get started it's so easy, just like that.
Yeah. Was that kind of the motivation that drove you to go towards e-commerce, where it's I think a lot of people will have sympathy with not wanting to trade time for dollars, but a lot of people do get stuck in that. Was that your initial motivation to pursue e-commerce Amazon because you saw there's so much time freedom you could gain?
Well, actually, you have to trade your hours. Like you actually trade more in the beginning. You have to put yourself in front of that work, and you have to do it. There's a lot of grinds, and it never stops. But you can take your time off, and the stream of income won't stop. That's the thing. But when you're trading for hours for dollars is a different thing. And I love that thing that I can just like do my stuff and the works gets done.
I like it. Do you think there is any other vehicle or any other business that you could have done that gave you that freedom that Amazon FBA gave?
I'm not sure about that, but I think maybe real estate would be a good play for that. I'm not yet super involved in that things. We just started with my partner, but it's nothing serious yet. As when I will have enough capital to say, listen, I don't need to reinvest anything back into my business, then maybe we will be looking into that kind of thing. I'm more into services, software as a services, things like that, and everything comes from the need of improving my operations, and
Yeah,
is this way.
I'm glad you said that, because and I want to go into this and keep the bulk of our conversation here, and specifically around Sellametrics. It's funny how a lot of our community, a lot of the Amazon community, a lot of the e-commerce community outside of Amazon, they started with a product. We figured out the marketing, we figured out logistics, we figured out supply, all of that. We just brought it together, built a business. And then kind of a passion grew out of that went into software, service, and a lot of us went into this secondary business. I know I have, a lot of people have, I know you have. I want to kind of go there. How did the passion for the software / service, the SaaS model arise? And what was the beginning point of Sellametrics?
I don't, well, I'm not sure that's the passion, the right way to say it. I think that's the passion that got born out of the necessity. It's the pain. You have a pain and you need to solve it. And I think you did the same. And I think the best businesses get started out of a necessity. You need to solve a problem. And I think they come from those guys who actually are in the trenches and are doing those things. And when somebody from outside starts something related to Amazon, it doesn't matter. It's not always that relevant. It's not that good. And we just saw the need. I was looking like I need to know, because look, is me and you as my partner, for example. Okay, you may have some employees and you're gonna ask like, listen, what's the best thing? You're always biased. So I was like, listen, I need to find a way to get that unbiased decisions, and you need that audience. So that's how it started. There's other competitors on the market, but the price was pretty steep for us. And when I had to do like 10 polls to see the actual result, it was pretty hefty. So we said, listen, let's give it a try and try to build something for ourselves. When I started Sellametrics, it was meant for something else. We were developing another software as a service. It's still building. It's not yet released to the public, but it's something about conversion rate optimizations and monitoring. So I put it on pause because I saw that my products may be lacking, I saw a need for a better creative, but you don't know how to figure it out until you get that. Listen, it's not too many opinions you get from your people, and you always bias. You think this is the best because this is your business, this is your baby, but it's not actually always the truth. For example, I'm involved in kitchen and sport and outdoors. Listen, I'm doing a lot of cycling. Well, a lot maybe is too much said, but I know probably what is the best, probably. But in the kitchen, I'm a man. I'm not usually the buying audience. My partner is a guy as well. My employees, guys as well. My wife, she's biased. She'll try to not offend me and maybe pick something, but even if she has a taste, that's one person. So that's how it came to be. Like, you need a neutral opinion. So we created those polls, and I said, listen, build me a tool for myself. I utilized like a month for myself. I said, I think I can offer it to the public. And it was never released to the whole public. It was always a tool for our inner circle, for the circle of trust and the MDS group. And slowly we're kind of rolling it out to the public. It's still in a beta version, and we're still building it.
If you were to, I love all that, by the way. I can definitely resonate. If you were to give a succinct summary of what Sellametrics does as of right now, as it stands, what would it be? And considering that a lot of people still that communicate with me are interested right now to get into Amazon, which I'm sometimes weary and give a lot of caution, but still people are interested to get their hands on. How would you, let me,
You still here?
sorry, Andre.
Yeah, you still here?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
And it took me off. How would you summarize Sellametrics to someone that's in Amazon as of 2022?
Okay, so Sellametrics is a system. It's a platform that lets you create polls. So you can split test. It's an A/B split testing system that lets you poll 2 images, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, links soon to come, text, whatever. You just put 2 creatives and you see. Basically, this is in a nutshell. It's like you do a poll with 2, 3 images and you see which one will win. You choose your ad audience size, you choose your demographic targeting, and the audience will vote on those options that you have. So you can create, how do you say, an unbiased opinion about your creatives. You get a lot of insights. That's the key point. And usually people go on. The main thing is which image is the best, the main image, but it's more than that. So we can go back to that, like what it can do.
Yeah, and I know I tested this a few months back, and like you said, I am biased, and our team, even the creative team, they're biased with their creative colors, their design, whatever. What I really liked, and I don't know if you can help us after this to maybe share the screen and show a little bit of the back end to see how it works. But what I liked was you're actually seeing the vote. So I did 2 pictures. I didn't do 3. I definitely have to go back and test again. But on those 2 pictures, there would be actual comments and like very detailed comments of why they liked this one over the other one, or why they think that the other one wouldn't convert because of X, Y, Z. Can you tell us a little bit of how are the audience incentivized to do that? Why do they do that? What's in it for them? And maybe just a little more in depth around that.
Sure. So we utilize a database of verified workers. Those are US residents. They are paid to do those tests. Those are not free survey people that do it just for fun. We onboard everyone. They go through a round of questions. We evaluate their writing skills. We see how they answer those questions, and after we onboard them, and we know the gender, we know the occupations, interests, and stuff like that. So it's an audience that gets paid. We're about, I think, 7,000 or 8,000 people at this point, and they're about, I think, 60 to 40 women to guys.
Nice. So it's almost a platform.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Okay, interesting. What again, for someone that's relatively new to Amazon, what would you say is the most important thing for them to use Sellametrics or something like this? How is that going to help them? I know you mentioned it's unbiased. There's people telling them that, and let's say out of one split test that they do, there's going to be 100 people that vote for that. So they're getting that data. But as a seller, and as a new seller, how can you convince them that this would be essential for them in their business?
I can say that it's more than essential, but so I will try to break it down. For an experienced seller, for a seller that already has a product, first thing that comes to mind is optimize your main image. Is how to find that winner creative that will drive the most eyes to your listing. So that will impact your click-through rate. It's basically when you land on Amazon and you search for, I don't know, for a wine opener, let's say, you need to get the attention, I don't know, in about 5-6 seconds. I don't think they spend more on that. So there's first row is like 4 rows of sponsored products. You have 4 products in organic search, and there's again some sponsored products. So they will choose the one that looks the best. It's always like that. People, what we did that, we actually did a split test where we asked what's more important, image, reviews, price. People are so biased about the image that they won't even mention that it's the image because they take it for granted. That's like you going to an Apple store and buying an iPhone, and the shop worker comes to you, the Apple worker, and hands you an iPhone in a Ziploc, and it's like, here's it, $1,500, and you're like, what the heck is that? Like, and he's like, oh wait, here's your charging cable, and give it to you. You are expecting something when you're buying something, so you buy with your eyes. You don't. You need it to be packed well. The package has to be nice, but the look of the product is actually delivers the same message. Like it has to sell them with the visuals. So the brightest, the best one, and it's not only like to have something super bright, it's about having the right formula. It's like a code, like your subconscious mind, or I don't know what, like looks right away, scans and like picks the juicier product, the best looking one, the most appealing one, the biggest one. It's like you'd go crazy what kind of things people test on, because I'm looking at what people are doing, and it's interesting. Like people split test shadows, no shadows, like brightness, like slight contrast. And when you see a difference of about 50% between an image that has a slightly increased contrast, you're like, wow, that's interesting, So there's many things, but first thing is like split test your main image, like get the best creative before even launching a product. Like we go back to somebody who's trying to launch something new, you just try to win without even having a product. Like do your split test images, find the best product, and see if you can get the most eyes to your product. And after that, look into that things. Like you can, I don't know, order a product, put on get a product photography. It's not that expensive, something on white, see what everybody else is doing, play with their creatives, manipulate their creatives until you get something interesting, formulate that recipe for the main image, and then launch it. Another thing that you can do with Sellametrics is actually source the product itself. Like let's say the niche, that you want to do a wine stopper, so you go on whatever, Alibaba, doesn't matter, you find those 8 products that you think are the best. You can look at Amazon, what's selling on Amazon the best. You can remove, for example, first round would be what I would do. I would take like top 10 products or top 8 products from Amazon, top sellers that do the most sales, remove those images and split them between, without reviews, without price, and like see, because if a secondary product does more reviews, he of course will win over you because he just have more reviews and has a better deal. But you can see which product has more potential, so you have a better chance on doing that. So you split that, you understand which product is the best from those, and you can start searching something look-alike or something that's similar to that product. Have 8 products, split those 8 products and find the best product. You can after that go and split the colors. You can understand which is it. You can see by the gender, because who's sourcing the products? Usually you don't go with 50 people in China and source the product, right? But when you have that at your fingertips, you just put a split test up to 8 people, 8 options, and you have the results. And you can use it in so many stages, and that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah, I like that. And that's a lot of information. I do agree it's more than essential, especially now with wine stopper. If the main search, there's 20, 30 people with a lot of reviews that are competing with that. Outside of the actual product value, utility, differentiation, that would be the next. The split testing would be the next most essential thing, because it's how when people are searching, why would they land on mine over against the competitors? So I really like that. All right, Andrei, how do people connect with you? And we have a promo code that we want you guys to use as an audience. But how can they connect with you if they have more questions, as I'm sure people will do because they want to go deeper into this?
Easy. They can drop me an email at Andrei@Sellametrics.com, and I'm available on Facebook. I'm available on Twitter. I think I'm Andrei Ureche 05. I can share a handle with you, and you can add it to your video after that. It's pretty easy.
Okay, then with your permission, I'll add your social links and the email, and hopefully people reach out and have some good questions. You've been very helpful with, sharing your screen with me, and yeah, it's just breaking down the process and explaining it has been really helpful. So thank you for that. Hopefully, some of our audience can take advantage of this wonderful tool and explode their business.
You want me to do a split test or something like that? How about that?
I'll leave that to the one-on-ones, and maybe down the line we can do like a case study. Like maybe I can do one of my products or choose another random product, and we can do that. What do you think for a future video to do like a use case and
yeah, that can be done, man. That can be interesting.
Okay, wonderful. Well, let's see how this goes, guys. If you have any questions about this entire process, obviously you can reach me. Andrei has been kind enough to share his details as well. Whatever questions you guys have, please be open about it, transparent, and we're here to help. So if there's split test needs, sourcing he's mentioning, just overall, his knowledge of Amazon and overall is very good. So take advantage of that, and it's a free communication to enter a community and have someone by your side, kind of looking over your shoulder. So Andrei, thank you again so much for your time, and I'll keep you posted on how this goes.
My pleasure, man. Arjun, was a pleasure to talk to you, and don't forget the guys who will use, let's say, Arjun at the sign up can benefit from $80 up to their first poll. So that's enough for one big poll or two polls by 50 people. And
yeah, I'll definitely leave all those links in the description and show you guys how to take advantage of that promo code.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it, Andrei. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Arjun.
All right, bye now.